Every day a body drop, it's getting harder to grieve. So I pray to the Lord as I fall to my knees. I don't know, but the devil keeps on talking to me. But I'll stay 10 toes, he ain't getting to me. I wanna see my brother make it. I wanna see my dreams work, cause I chased it. I wanna leave the earth knowing I ain't faked it. Cause when you die, you have this money, you can't take it. God by my side, hope he gives me some patience. I'm every rap kid's dream of motivation.
Welcome back, YouTube. It's your boy BeastModeSteven here, aka #Kid from Miami, and I'm back with another lit, yes sir, lit topic, y'all. And welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Friday Night Topics, y'all. Episode 29, y'all. And today's topic, y'all, that we're going to get into is, when is it the best time to ask the big question? I know a lot of y'all are probably thinking, man, when is it the best time to ask the big question? You know, in my opinion, I think when your heart feels ready, when you feel like you're not going to be the type to end in a type of divorce or any type of way, or when you feel like all the red flags and flaws that you see are under control. Because to be honest, I can think of a few people. Some of them are white, but I could probably think of one, you know, that got married, you know, at a late age. And starting off, you know, George Clooney as one, Gabriella Union, you know, and Ellen DeGracer, hope I said her last name right. All those people got, you know, married at a late age, you know, all this whole stereotype that, oh, you gotta get married when you're 28, 27, all that. Like, at the end of the day, when your life is in God's hands, y'all, sometimes things are planned out differently, and that's what we gotta remember, most definitely. But that's what we're gonna, you know, talk about for tonight's topic, y'all. As y'all can see, I'm not in my studio right now. I actually decided to be in my backyard, y'all, and get some fresh air. As y'all see the barbecue behind me. And yeah, because, you know, it's the summertime, you know, I feel like being in my studio all the time and not getting that fresh air. Don't mind, I do get that fresh air, y'all, because I go for my runs, you know, I go work out, or after I do grocery, go do my hair, you know, whatever it may be. You know, I be out, but I decided, you know, to be different. I might be out here more often when I'm shooting these amazing topics for y'all. You feel me, y'all? But other than that, that's what we're about to get into. We're on the road to definitely 100K subscribers, y'all. And most definitely, if you're new, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure you leave a positive comment down below. And let's get into this amazing little topic. I hope y'all doing great. You know, most definitely. So when is it the right time to ask the big question? Well, for starters, when everything feels balanced. You know, when I'm talking about balance, I'm talking about when you get to learn the person's flaws, when you get to learn what's right, what's wrong, what doesn't work for you, and everything's just balanced out. Not just on the financial side, not just, you know, how many goals you accomplished throughout your life that you set out for yourself, but when is it the right time? When those things feel balanced, you know, because to be honest with y'all, some people in some religion don't even believe in divorce. They're like, once they're in it, they're in it until death. And, you know, those people have a lot of respect when they choose certain people, because when it comes to certain situations, they know that they're not going to just be like, oh, it's time to sign the divorce papers or whatever it may be. They're like, yo, we're gonna go through counseling, therapy, whatever it may be, or we might seek help from a pastor or friends or family, whoever it may be, and get through this. And those people are always gonna have a lot of respect for when they're choosing partners, but also those are the people who are not going to rush when it comes to certain marriages, you know. So when you're looking back at when these things are balanced, you know, that's when certain people are going to feel like they're ready to ask a big question, you know. And some people don't. Like, the thing is about me, like, personally, I always said, if I have a big wedding, I'm going to end up having a big reception. Or if I have a big reception, I'm going to have, you know, an average small wedding, you know, because a lot of times it feels like, yeah, everybody's caught in the moment, everybody's excited, but when it's the right time to ask the big question, there's also other things that you gotta make decisions on. You know, that's why a lot of people wait 1 or 2 years till they finally sign them papers and make it official, you know. So it's a big thing, you know. It's not just planning out like how you're gonna ask, you know, asking if you have the courage and you know you're ready. It feels like the easiest part, but then down the road it's like once you're ready to sign those papers, that's when the biggest pill to swallow comes into place, you know. And that's what, oh, stupid fly. And that's what makes it I have a good lotion on, so I think it's attracted to my lotion. But yeah, like when you think about asking the big question, that's when it becomes easy and simple, because it's like, damn, you're sure that this is the person you want to be with. You've been with them for so many years. You learn about them through in and out. You travel with them. You actually, when I'm talking about travel, I'm talking about like you slept together, you cook dinner, breakfast, and all that. You get to learn them and how it's gonna be like once you tie the knot. And that's what I'm talking about. That you knew, like, you've been with them for like the amount of years and actually get to know them for who they are. So. Each and every day I always tell myself nobody's perfect. At the end of the day, nobody's perfect. You're going to find flaws. You're going to find things that don't sit right with you. But the one thing that you gotta ask yourself before you ask the big question is: are you gonna be the type of person to judge? Are you gonna be the type of support system? Are you actually going to be a type of man material or wife material? Those things, they gotta come into place before you even think about asking the big question. So definitely having everything balanced. Nothing's perfect in life, but if you can get the important things that require for you to feel ready to ask the big question into balance, that's when you're going to feel at right when it comes to that day of asking the big question. So having everything to balance, making everything in check. I'm telling you, if I'm with a woman, I'm making sure everything's in check. Especially if it's a woman that I know that I want to continue life with and grow with and so on, and go through the bad times and good times. I'm going to check in, not just check in, when I feel like, oh, I want to check in, but check in when, your gut tells you to check in, when God tells you to check in. Always check in, because you never know your partner, what they're going through. You never know, a lot, but checking in keeps things to remain balanced, But also, when I talk in my other episodes about communication, that's important as well. So check in, always check in, because in my opinion, that's the one thing to keep things in balance. You feel me? Another thing, when it comes to asking a big question, most definitely, are you ready for certain judgments? Because I can tell you a lot of times, there are going to be people who are not going to be happy for you. There are going to be people who want the worst for you. There are going to be people who won't even support what you do. And I'm talking about through marriage. I'm talking about when you're going to ask the big question. Because what they're going to do is they're going to be like, isn't that the same person I used to go partying? Isn't that the same person I used to do this? Isn't that the same person that used to when they used to go out partying, they used to have 5 females with them, do this and the third. There are people like that, and sadly people are like that because they're either going through a rough time in their life and they don't want other people to be happy. So there are going to be people who are ready to judge you, but they always forget only God can judge you. If they're religion, if they fear God, And those who don't fear God, they end up judging people and keep forgetting that they don't even judge themselves. So when it comes to asking the big question, when the right time is to ask that big question, are you ready for the judgment of others? Even though it doesn't even matter. If you're a person who doesn't care, by all means, Ask that big question to your significant other, the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. But ask yourself, are you ready for that? You know? Because I can tell you that when it comes to judgment, a lot of people get broken down by that because they hate negativity. They just want to live a good life. But it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. So are you ready for the judgment of others? You know? God, the thing is, God won't judge you if you're doing things according to how He wants it done. He won't judge you unless you do it in accordance of steps that He wants you to get it done. Because doing it in a different route, in a different way that doesn't make sense, then that's also gonna have God thinking, what are you doing? And the thing about me is, before I even make a decision, I don't know if other people do that, if y'all can relate to that, is when I'm making a decision, y'all, I always pray about it. I always pray for the right directions, because even making the final decision can be tough, because sometimes on the road you feel like you didn't make the right decision. So always praying about it before you make that decision, when the day is right to ask the big question. You know? So it really, I don't know if there's other methods that people use. Maybe they talk to friends, maybe they talk to a pastor, maybe they talk to somebody. But I feel like my number one route, personally for me, is talking to God about it and getting the right direction. So once you feel in your heart that you feel like that God's with you on it, then that's when I could say, personally for me, that you're ready to ask the big question, that the day is right to ask the big question. You know, not just feeling okay when you ask friends and family and those who support you, but also asking the man upstairs, you know. And I think that's really important. If you fear God, if you respect Him, same thing. If you got a relationship with Him, you know, I think it's important. Most definitely, another thing that you gotta ask yourself, when is it the right time to ask the big question, is, are you ready for the challenges? Are you ready for the disagreements, the arguments, the times when you feel like your significant other is embarrassing you or doing things wrong, or you feel like there's gonna be days when you feel like that person's changing and they're just going through something? Are you ready for all those challenges? You know, I'm gonna tell you, there's gonna be, I think, quite few of the biggest challenges that people face when they're ready to ask the big question is, how much are they willing to spend? Or when your significant other is ready to do a joint account, are you ready for seeing that minus sign? When you see that minus sign in that statement and you're like, what? They use this for what? How are you going to react to certain things? How are you going to, you know, have a solution to certain, you know, challenges that you face? Because, you know, it becomes simple when you ask that big question and get through it. But then now, once that person your fiance, like, it could just be so easy for them to do something to be like, I'm not marrying this person, I'm calling off the wedding. It can be that easy, you know? So are you ready for those challenges? When you're ready to ask, you know, that big question, you know, you gotta ask yourself, are you ready for those challenges? Because if you see yourself prepared and ready for those challenges and always ready to have a solution, and not just do it by yourself, but do it with God, you know? Do it with God. Don't do it by yourself, but do it with God, and you're ready to face those challenges. You know, you gotta ask yourself, you know, what's gonna be your plan? What's gonna be your solution? And it's really at that moment when you feel like, when you're ready, then you can feel like the day is coming to ask that big question, the right question. Because it's like, I really think a lot of marriages really fail, not just because of the financial situation, which it shouldn't really never be a problem. Like, I think you should be with your partner through death do you apart, you know. It should never be a financial situation where you feel like you have to get up and go and leave your partner. Because when you do something like that, then you're kind of, it's not even kind of, you are sinning, you know? And that's why I keep mentioning, you know, when certain religion, they don't believe in divorce. So it's like, once you make that final decision, like, God is putting his trust that you're going to have a solution. God is putting his trust in you that you're going to lead in a certain way. So it's not just you want to be with that person because they look good. It's not just you want to be with that person because they got benefits that you never had from the beginning. But it's honestly allowing both parties to come to the table and bring what they bring and making life great for each other. And when problems actually occur, that you have the solutions to actually attack those problems, you know. So it's not just, you know, being with that person because they're parents, you know. So that's where a lot of people just get so mistakenly, you know, confused. And even if you did have everything into place, you have the money, you have the house, you have the cars, you have everything good into place, your credit's good, your circle's good. At any point in life, God can literally send a big problem your way that could affect your marriage or your fiance in any type of way. How are you going to respond to that? Are you going to blame God because you feel like he's not there? Are you going to blame people in the circle? Are you going to, you know, just run away from it? Are you going to quit? Because I can tell you all those things that I mentioned right now, if you fear God, that is something that he does not want you to go towards. But definitely for one, look towards him, but also pray about it. Because I can tell you I had many situations where I prayed about it and God gave me the solution for it. I can tell you I made mistakes in life where I was so quick to make a decision thinking it was the right decision. I forgot to put God into it. And when I forgot to put God into it, it wasn't the results that I wanted. You know, so when it comes to feeling the right time to ask the big question, you gotta look at, are things balanced? Are you ready for those challenges? Are you ready for the judgment of others? You know, as much as you don't care about the judgment of others going back again, it will come. It will come because people have their ways of showing their hate. People have their ways of showing you that they never liked you. Are you ready for those challenges? As much as we don't want them, as much as we want to turn our backs against them, it's going to happen. Can you maintain balancing things? When there's an argument, can you communicate? When there's a solution when there's a problem that needs a solution, are you going to provide that solution? You know? Because I can tell you everything feels all great and happy once you ask that big question, the right day comes. But there's a lot of challenges ahead that will come your way. And you gotta ask yourself, are you ready for it? You know? Are you ready for, you know, those who are going to try to ruin your marriage or relationship? You know, so when it comes to thinking about when is the right time to ask the big question, you gotta look at those factors. And I may not cover everything out, but that's why I leave the comment section open so I can hear y'all opinions. For those who are probably already married, who already asked the big question, comment down below. This is your time to shine. You know, most definitely. You know, so you know, nothing, I tell y'all, there's nothing in this world that feels great being with the person that you grew up with and spending the rest of your life with. There's nothing, that feeling is great, especially when you guys love God, you guys have a lot of chemistry in common. They're not doing things that they shouldn't be doing, you know? So it feels great being with that person, because being with that person would show you the true greatness that God had for you for life. Because each day God is just playing life for us, and we tend to forget that because we don't include him in a lot of things. So when we think about those moments and we want those moments to come, they will come. But the things that we do, we should eliminate them. There's certain things that we do that we feel like, damn, we only doing it because we try to be financially stable, but technically, yeah, you're choosing money over your future. And that's something that you shouldn't really do. If you're doing certain things because you're trying to be financially stable, but think about when it comes to choosing your right partner, and explain to them, you know, why you did the things that you do. And if you have the focus of not reducing or putting a stoppage on the things that you were doing to be financially stable that you know isn't right, you know, then that person's definitely not going to decide to go further in life with you. Because especially if they have a relationship with God, that's not going to sit right in their hearts. And it shouldn't sit right in your heart as well, if you fear God. But other than that, yeah, y'all, you know, it's Friday, y'all. I'm definitely not going to hold y'all up too long, y'all. But, you know, I appreciate y'all tuning into Friday Night Topics, episode 29. Topic for tonight, y'all. When is it the right time to ask the big question? And definitely, y'all, comment down below and let me know your opinion. When is it the right time? Because, again, I may not cover everything, but I love to hear y'all feedback. And definitely, you know, give this video a like and definitely subscribe, because we definitely got many more topics, amazing topics coming, y'all. And if you definitely have a topic that you want me to talk about, reach out. You know, most definitely comment that down below, and definitely follow me on all my other platforms and stay connected. My Instagram, my Twitch, you know, my other main channel of YouTube, if you want to see the crazy side of me as well. I always say on this platform, this is just a relaxed platform where I communicate and talk with y'all, so you guys are not going to get the crazy side of me, you know, on this platform. But if y'all like the crazy side, then go on to my main channel. But stay blessed, y'all. Enjoy your Friday, and most definitely stay safe, y'all. And definitely keep God first in your life always, you know, until death. You feel me, y'all? Other than that, it's your boy BeastModeSteven here, and I'm out, y'all. Yes, sir.
I'm a Pasha nigga, I'm a different type of beast. I'm a rapping ass nigga, but I can sing on this beat. Better fix your mouth, nigga, when you talking about me. They praying on my downfall just like